There comes a point during discipline where a man begins to feel different, not just mentally, but energetically. His presence becomes calmer, stronger, and more noticeable. He walks into a room without trying to impress anyone, yet people still pay attention. This is what many describe as a magnetic aura. Most men today constantly leak their attention, energy, and focus into distractions. Their minds are restless, their emotions unstable, and their presence scattered. But when a man practices semen retention, he begins pulling his energy back inward instead of constantly giving it away. This inward focus creates intensity. Your thoughts become more deliberate, your movements slower and more controlled. Instead of chasing stimulation, you begin developing stillness. And stillness has a power that most people underestimate. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius believed that a disciplined mind naturally creates a disciplined presence. When your internal world becomes more ordered, it reflects outwardly in the way you speak, move, and carry yourself. This is why your aura begins to feel magnetic. People are used to chaos. They are used to nervous energy, over-talking, and constant validation seeking. But when someone remains calm and grounded, it immediately stands out. During semen retention, your attention also becomes sharper. You stop scattering your focus everywhere and begin directing it intentionally. This creates a sense of depth in your presence, because focused energy feels powerful. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that a man who controls himself becomes difficult to disturb. That emotional stability changes how others perceive you. Instead of reacting impulsively, you remain composed. This composure creates attraction, not just romantically, but socially. People naturally trust and respect those who appear emotionally grounded. A calm mind communicates strength without needing words. Another reason your aura feels magnetic is because your confidence slowly changes. It is no longer based on external approval. You stop seeking constant attention because your energy becomes rooted within yourself. This inner confidence feels different from arrogance. Arrogance tries to dominate the room. True confidence does not need to prove itself. It remains silent, relaxed, and secure. The philosopher Seneca believed that inner peace creates outer strength. When your mind is no longer consumed by impulses and distractions, you naturally appear more centered. As the days pass, your body language also begins to shift. You make more eye contact. Your posture improves. Your speech becomes slower and more intentional. These subtle changes affect how people feel around you. Most communication is nonverbal. People may not consciously understand why your presence feels different, but they sense it emotionally. They feel the calmness, the focus, and the control. Another important shift is that you stop desperately seeking connection. Ironically, this is often when people become more drawn toward you. When your happiness no longer depends on external validation, your energy becomes less needy and more attractive. And this is the deeper truth behind a magnetic aura during semen retention. It is not some mystical force, it is the natural result of discipline, focus, emotional control, and self-respect. When a man learns to master himself internally, his presence begins to carry a quiet power that others can feel without explanation. As this inner control deepens, you begin to notice that your energy no longer feels rushed. Most people move through life with restless minds, constantly seeking stimulation and reacting to everything around them. But during semen retention, your mind gradually slows down. This slower, calmer energy creates a presence that feels stable and grounded. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius often wrote about remaining centered regardless of external chaos. When you stop being controlled by impulses, you begin to develop that same centeredness. Your emotions no longer pull you in every direction. This emotional stability affects the way others experience you. People naturally feel more comfortable around someone who appears calm under pressure. In a world filled with emotional unpredictability, a composed man feels rare. Another reason your aura becomes magnetic is because discipline increases self-respect. Every day you remain committed to your principles, you strengthen your relationship with yourself. You begin to carry yourself with more certainty and dignity. Self-respect changes your entire energy. You stop trying to gain approval through desperate behavior or constant attention-seeking. Instead, your confidence becomes quieter and more authentic. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that a man should seek approval from his own conscience rather than from the crowd. When you internalize this lesson, your presence naturally becomes more powerful because you are no longer dependent on validation. This independence creates mystery. People are often drawn toward individuals who appear emotionally self-sufficient. When you are not constantly trying to impress others, your behavior feels more genuine and relaxed. Another subtle transformation happens in your attention. During retention, many men become more observant. Instead of constantly thinking about themselves, they become more aware of their surroundings, conversations, and interactions. This awareness improves the quality of your presence. People feel heard when you truly pay attention to them. They feel your focus rather than your distraction. In today's world, genuine attention itself has become rare and magnetic. And ultimately, this is why your aura feels magnetic during semen retention. It is not because you are trying to attract attention, it is because you stop chasing it. When a man develops inner calm, emotional control, discipline, and self-respect, his presence naturally changes. That quiet, grounded energy becomes impossible to fake, and difficult for others to ignore. As your discipline continues, you also begin to notice a change in the way you handle silence. Most people feel uncomfortable in silence because their minds constantly need stimulation. But a man who practices self-control becomes comfortable in stillness. He no longer feels the need to fill every moment with noise or distraction. This comfort with silence creates a different kind of presence. You begin speaking less, but your words carry more weight. Instead of reacting impulsively, you pause, observe, and respond with intention. That level of control naturally commands attention. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius believed that unnecessary words weaken the mind. When you learn to remain calm and measured, your energy becomes more focused and impactful. Another reason your aura feels magnetic is because your mind becomes less fragmented. Constant stimulation scatters attention and weakens presence. But during semen retention, your thoughts become more organized and directed. This mental clarity affects your body language. Your eye contact becomes steadier, your posture stronger, and your movements more controlled. These subtle signals communicate confidence without you needing to say anything. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that true strength is shown through self-command, not through loud displays of power. A disciplined man does not need to force attention, his composure naturally attracts it. You may also notice that your relationships begin to change. People who once overlooked you may become more curious about your energy. Conversations feel different because you are no longer interacting from a place of neediness or insecurity. This happens because emotional dependence fades during discipline. When your happiness no longer depends on external approval, you stop unconsciously chasing validation. That freedom creates a calm confidence that others can sense immediately. The philosopher Seneca believed that inner peace is one of the greatest forms of strength. In today's world, where most minds are restless and overstimulated, a peaceful and disciplined man feels almost uncommon. And this is the deeper reason your aura becomes magnetic during semen retention. It is not about becoming someone else, it is about removing the chaos that once weakened your presence. When your mind becomes clear, your emotions stable, and your energy focused, you naturally radiate a calm strength that others feel instinctively. That quiet power is the mark of a true Stoic king.